Here I made it a little more complicated for you, right? And now what we have to do is think of a situation that would generate a graph like this. As you can see, here we have the room temperature, and over here we have our graph. I would like you to think about that situation and write it down here in the comments. I will give a heart to those who describe a situation that actually relates to this graph. Because if someone says, "Oh, for me it's a cup of coffee cooling down," well, no, right? Because we've already seen that the cooling graph doesn't look like this, right? So, what could have happened? Keep in mind that several things can happen during the process. I mean, for example, I can first heat it up, then cool it down, leave it at room temperature, I don't know. I can put it in a freezer. I can do different things. Just keep in mind here, I want you to see that it's starting from a temperature that's below room temperature. So please, think about the situation that you think best describes this graph. Are you done? Have you thought of something? Did you write it down here below? Perfect. Now I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Because remember, what I'm thinking doesn't have to be the same as what you thought, but it should make sense. All right, look, what comes to my mind is something like this. I'm going to draw a refrigerator to show you, more or less. Over here, we have the freezer. And here we have the trays where I put a little glass. So, I also put water in it. All right, we're going to take out this little glass of water. And here we have it now. Obviously, it's cold because it was in the refrigerator. And we're going to put a thermometer in to measure the temperature over time. So, since this water, well, the water that's in here was in the refrigerator, that means it has to be below room temperature, right? Because it's cold, right? So, I want you to see that, since I'm taking it out of the fridge, what's going to happen to the water? Well, it starts to slowly warm up until it reaches room temperature, right? But I want you to see what happened here, that afterward it dropped sharply. Why could it have dropped? Well, what comes to mind is that I took some ice cubes from here, and then I put them in. So I put some ice cubes in, making the water cool down a little more afterwards, right? And then, why did it start to warm up again to reach room temperature? Oh well, because I stopped adding ice. So, since I stopped adding ice, the ice melted, and then again, the water I had here started to warm up until what? Until it reached room temperature. So, this situation I'm describing to you is the one that would give me a graph like the one I have over here.